Yo, 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 yo. This is Double D's Let's Talk Ball podcast. We are your hosts, Damian Deshawn and D of D's Corner. What's going on, bro?
What's up, bro? What's up? What's up?
Not much, man. We like to thank everybody. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. We just tapping in on this show to make our picks for week two. We looked at some things and we already did our recap for this previous week, week one. Bro, when you ready, we can bring up everything we need to do and we'll get into some of the games. Man, it's just been a busy and active day of college football. I almost got you though, just touching on that college. I almost got you with that South Carolina. We said it was gonna be
Almost,
close. I
almost,
almost got you, brother.
almost, almost. I didn't
uh,
even get to see Kansas State Arizona score.
yeah, that was 31-7, I believe, and then what's the name? The game, other game, Missouri Boston College. Boston College made it interesting in the first, the first couple of it was 14-3 for a while, and then Missouri came
Took
back, and I
off.
think it was 24-14 the last
I think
time I
Iowa's
looked.
down now too.
Yeah,
To
yeah,
like triple, triple.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. It's just been a crazy day, but we're looking forward to a crazy week. So we're gonna go ahead and put these picks up here, bro, and touch and talk on them a little
Mm-hmm.
bit. And we're gonna start with we already know the results of the Buffalo Miami game.
Yeah.
Um, I believe I lost that bet, so that one you get because I think I did pick Miami. Yeah, I picked
No,
Miami on.
you did.
Yeah, I did. I don't. We didn't do a list for that one, but we did that one prior
I
to.
thought
I
when we
think
did it on this. Yeah, I thought when we did it on the show, you picked. I thought we both picked
Man, I have to go back and watch it,
the
but I believe I
Bills.
did take Miami
Okay.
because I didn't think
Okay.
I didn't think that West would have enough to score, but they obviously did have
Josh
more.
Allen.
Yeah, Josh
The hell
Allen
of
did do
defense
what
took
he did.
over that.
Yeah, but we'll go and move on to San Francisco and Minnesota. I look at this situation. I mean, your projected starter for Minnesota was your rookie quarterback who is out. You're going with Sam Darnold. We know what we saw in San Francisco. The matchup is not good at this point right now. I think San Francisco came out, made a statement that they needed to make with the Jets. Physical team. They're going to do more of the same here. I think they're going to mix it up, get the ball and distribute it on offense. It'll be interesting to see if they do exactly what we said they typically do. They're going to, one side of that ball is going to dictate the game. I think it's the defense here that get on the ball because of Minnesota's offensive woes with their not having their, any kind of quarterback play really decent. I think that the defense for San Francisco has set the tone here, and the offense will just run the ball, be physical, and outscore them. And I think this is like a 28-13 kind of game.
Yeah. I think pretty much the same. Like I told you, this was going to be an easy week because I don't think, especially after how horrendous some teams were week
Yeah,
one, that a lot of this is going to be us having the same picks. Um, but I think San Francisco's going to come out and dominate the game. Last week we did see Sam Darnold look like a first round quarterback, something that he
yeah,
hasn't looked like since being a first round quarterback. But I just think San Francisco's defense is going to be too much
too
for
much.
Sam
Hmm.
Darnold. I think we'll get back to seeing ghosts tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll move on, man. We got Cleveland, Jacksonville. We both took Jacksonville, and my reasoning is personally some things that I saw in the game Cleveland had with Dallas. We don't know if Deshaun Watson will ever be, at least where he was in his first and second year prior to the off-field situation. Uh, you already may have people screaming and calling for the backup in this game.
Mhm.
Eventually, I think that the Jacksonville Jaguars are a team that shoots themselves in the foot. So I think that would be a reason this game is close. I don't think it's a situation where Cleveland outright loses like they did to the Cowboys. I think this is a closer game. Uh, I'm putting it at a 28-24 or 21-17 type of game, where Jacksonville wins the game by no more, 3 to 4 points, something like
Yeah.
that. I think Trevor make just enough plays, and hopefully ETN learns, protect the ball. No turnovers here. Jacksonville should win this game. They don't turn the ball over. I think
Right.
Cleveland defense is going to show up. But it'll just be too much pressure on them because I don't think the offense will be effective enough. But you go ahead and let
Yeah.
your take off.
I want to pick Cleveland. Like I feel
Hmm.
like their defense, even though in that loss with the Cowboys, how well they still played for them to be on the field as long as they were. But
Yeah.
the way Deshaun Watson looks, I cannot pick. I cannot pick the Browns. I cannot pick the
Yeah.
Browns. I think the Jaguars are still in week two the quality of team they may be. I still have reservations about Trevor, but
Yeah.
I got to go with them over.
Yeah.
With-
Okay. Well, we'll look and move on. We got the Lions and the Tampa Bay Bucks. This may be probably the best game of the weekend on paper. On the Sunday matchups, I think that Tampa can match up, but not long term. I think they have enough weapons that they'll score and make it interesting. It's just Detroit's physicality. I mean, I only see one other team in the league that's as physical as Detroit, and that is San Francisco and how they play. This is a team that's built young outside of their quarterback position, but it's also similar to San Francisco. All he has to do is be a distributor. They got we know they got two running backs, so they're going to try to establish the ground game and get physical against Tampa. So it'll be interesting to see their offensive line versus Tampa's D line. Um, where I think Tampa could get them and get some points is, we know the connection that has been playing well since being in that system. And then Mike Evans is who Mike Evans, who he is. And Tampa has enough pieces. But I just think Detroit will have too much firepower and that physicality eventually wear down Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I think with I went Detroit here. Tampa lost three to four starters in their secondary.
Yeah.
Detroit had a hell of a game against the Rams, and Saint Brown didn't really do anything.
No.
So you got to believe he's going to get going. And now you're going against, like I said, all these backup defenders, and especially in the secondary. I'm expecting the Lions to cook. I expect Baker and them to try to stick around, but I have the Lions as well.
Okay. Well, you start off this next game.
I'll take this one.
Yeah.
So I went obviously the Chargers and the Panthers. I don't think anyone is going with the Panthers favorite in any game this year. After seeing them play, I'm going with the Chargers. I think they're going to be physical. They're going to run the ball. J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards should have big days. They should be able to also hit play action pass as well. They'll probably try some stuff here with Carolina, but I got the Chargers.
Yeah.
Easily.
I do. I see this too. I see the Chargers defense really with Mac and Bosa and what they have on that side. I see them really getting after Bryce in this game. Yeah. There's some improvement on the offensive line for Carolina, by adding pieces. They're better than what they were last year, but no. I see this as the Chargers actually just, more of the same with what happened to Carolina in week one. We'll move on, bro. You want to touch on this next one since it's your team?
Yeah, I think the Colts should win this one as well. It is in Green Bay, so it's going to, in my opinion, it's going to be more running the ball from both teams. With the way Jordan Love is injured and out, they're going to Malik Willis. He's only been there for 2 weeks. I don't foresee them attempting to throw the ball. The Colts got gashed last week against by Joe Mixon in the rushing game. Josh Jacobs should eat, but hopefully he doesn't as a Colts fan. But if they play like they did last week, it's going to be a tough game. But obviously, I'm going to go with Colts. I think we'll be able to make more plays. And I think Malik Willis,
Yeah, I picked it for that very situation too. We don't know Jordan Love's situation. He's out. We know what Willis is. I don't think Willis is going to be enough in the passing game for Green Bay to keep the Colts from going 8 men in the box. That's how you kind of answer that run game. You start stacking the box and you just play man and dare them to throw the ball. I see that as a possibility. I like a lot of the things I saw out of Colts offense with Ant, making some throws, still getting his legs from, legs under him. He missed most of his rookie season. So, but I just think the Colts will have too much for Green Bay here. If Love plays this game, I have a different opinion. But with him not in this game, I don't think it'd be enough. I do not trust Willis at quarterback to be able to keep those safeties from keep them honest, from them stacking the box. So we'll carry on to our next one that we actually agreed with also. And I mean, it's pretty easy here. The
Yeah,
Jaden Daniels show. Washington has an offense and they have a dynamic quarterback that's young. He's going to have growing pains. I don't think this will be a game that's one of them. I just don't think New York has enough offensive weapons to keep up with Washington and being able to score. If New York has any chance in this game, their defense is going to have to really lock down and keep it and muddy the game. They got to muddy the game and keep it a low scoring and try to beat them that way, like a 16-13. But I don't think the Giants defense is that good to
yeah.
keep it, to keep that score at that kind of level. I think Washington scores at least 30 in this game at the minimum. And I look at the Giants, it's probably like 20, maybe 17, something like that. So I look at this as a 30-17 type game. That's why I took Washington. What about you?
I want to take this is similar to the Browns. I
Yeah.
want to take the Giants because I like their defense. Well, I liked them on paper. I didn't like what I saw last week out of
Yeah.
Daniel Jones. Is just he's the reason. He's the reason that I'm going to pick against the Giants. Because the Commanders, their secondary looked atrocious last week as well. I expect Malik Neighbors to be able to at least make one play, but I don't think it's going to be enough plays. I think overall, like you said, this will be Jaden Daniels coming out for it.
Yeah. All right. The next game, you want to take that one, bro?
Yeah. So obviously the Jets and the Giants. I mean, the Jets and the Titans. I'm going with the Jets. There's no way they're going to be able to look like they looked Monday night.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm anticipating that again. Aaron Rodgers did make some throws, but their defense looked hot garbage.
Yeah.
Just unprepared, not ready. So you want to believe that against Will Levis, who's going to make some bonehead plays, this is one of those games where you start getting back to being who you've been.
Yeah. I agree, bro. What a week makes. You play San Francisco and you got outclassed. And then next up on your plate to help your defense, which struggled in that first game. Basically, you get Will Levis on your plate, and it's like, okay, we can work out some kinks here, some mistakes we made against San Fran. We can try to correct those, and we got the kind of team that helps us get on track to get going. I don't know what to expect out of Aaron Rodgers right now. I think where he is now is still better than good enough to beat the Titans. With the personnel that he does have around him, with his receivers and his running game. They just have to keep the turnovers that they had some turnovers against San Francisco, keep that to a minimum. And the defense just gets back active like they played. They won 7 games with, like you said, with what's the name, Wilson at quarterback.
Yeah.
They should be able to do, this is a game that they get. I think even in the offseason, we said the same thing. I had picked them to lose to San Fran, and then the following week we projected them to, roll right back in and get back on the winning stride. I don't see nothing else. I see this as a game that's like a 28-10 kind of game, 35-10. I don't think the Titans score that many points, and I think San Francisco's defense pretty much puts this bad boy away. All right, man. We got the Ravens. You do the next one, bro. We got the Ravens and we got the Raiders. Once again, the Raiders are a team with effort. They're going to play hard, but they're going up against a team that just has too much for them to handle. After seeing the Ravens and Chiefs, we talked about some things that we saw with them in the RPO and the game and the run game. I think they get their passing game on track here. I think they shored up some things with the defense. I think that's what you'll see here. You got a team offensively that is steady but limited in the Raiders. So I think the Baltimore defense will be able to hunker down, basically sort of like what we talked about with the Jets, get on track with the play calls and what they're doing and actually what they want to try to dictate. And offensively is more the same. I think you see Derrick Henry get off here and they start to finally try to feed him the ball to set up Lamar on the perimeter and set up the passing game with play action and stuff. But what about you?
I actually think this is the game where Derrick Henry's going to get 16 to 22 touches, in my opinion. I think this is one of those games where you're going to want to try to get him going so that you can open up your pass. There's talks about Lamar being sore after the Chiefs game, and he was, like we talked about, him trying to run 2 contact. I think this is going to be a game where they take the ball out of his hand a little bit, and get Derrick Henry going. I think the Raiders will come in and I think they'll play tough. I just don't think they're gonna have enough offensively. For the Ravens defensively, Nate Wiggins was in a car accident. He's okay, but he's not going to play. But I don't think they need. I think the Ravens defense is going to smother this. This Raiders offense. I don't see much of anything coming from the Raiders.
Yeah.
So next up, we got the Seahawks and the Patriots. We both picked Seahawks. I'm going with the more veteran team, even though they're both rookie head coaches. Like what I saw out of the Patriots against the Bengals, but was that a Bengals team who was playing down to their level or anything like that? You know what I'm saying? So both of these teams here, new coaches, new schemes, new attitudes. I think this is going to be a really good physical matchup. I just think the Seahawks are going to make more plays. I think they'll be able to open up some things defensively, being able to run the ball with Kenneth Walker.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Charbonnet.
Charbonnet.
I think, and that's going to open it up for Jackson Smith and Jigba, DK, and Tyler Lockett. So
yeah. It's more the same what you said. Veteran team offensively. I think the Seahawks will also be able to just do some things moving the ball. Too many weapons for a Patriots team that's still in rebuilding mode. And like you said, I think that was an aberration game for the Patriots last week because the Bengals, as we'll go down the line, we could talk about them. They just got too much going on. That was going on, and the Patriots, that was one of them any given Sunday situations. You still professionals, they got to show up. But I think the Seahawks show up and they don't have any kind of situations like the Bengals have, and it's just going to be too much offensively that the Seahawks can do to move the ball and control the line, control the ball game that the Patriots don't win this game. Well, we move on to the next one, and bro, it's interesting because I almost picked the Saints, but I didn't want to I looked at it and I was like, well, one of these teams may be fool's gold. Is it the situation with the Browns, and Deshaun Watson situation that helped the Cowboys, or was it the Saints situation that they were playing the Panthers, who are just god awful right now?
Right.
So I use a little bit of logic, and it's like I think the Cowboys, as we said, they got some problems, but they're still a better football team. They're still a playoff caliber team, even with pieces missing and needing pieces, they still got enough talent to make the playoffs. And I don't think the Saints have enough defensively. They're still more aged out in a lot of key positions. I still ain't trusting the quarterback situation with the Saints either. I think Dak, regular season wise, Dak will make the plays he need to make. He made some throws in that Cleveland game that were elite, were definitely elite. Throwing guys open, stuff like that, he can do. CD, more the same with CD. But I think for Dallas to really control the game, I think they have to establish a consistent running game. You have to show us something in the trenches and stopping the run and running the ball. This game could be closer if they don't do that. But all in all, I still pick Dallas to win it.
Yeah, it's funny because I also wanted to go with the Saints, and I had some of those same thoughts. How bad are the Browns? How bad are the Panthers? Ultimately, Dallas is playing at home, if I'm not mistaken. They're phenomenal at home, especially during the regular season. The Saints, out of that scenario, you said I would believe the Saints to be fool's gold, even though we know I still believe the Cowboys will falter down the schedule. But I loved how they came out playing, especially with everything that has been going on with them. Paying Dak, paying CD. The only other person left to be paid now is Micah, and they can do that after the end of this season, so they should be okay with that. But yeah, a lot of the same reasons you said. I think Dak and how McCarthy called that last game gave me hopes for them moving forward.
Yeah.
So next up, we got the Chiefs and the Bengals. So. Jamar, I don't know if you saw what Jamar Chase said. They still the team that the Bengals are still the team to beat and all that. But I see time. So I got the Chiefs. I just think the way that they came out, it's another home game for the Chiefs. I think they're going to come out. I think they're going to put a whooping on the Bengals. The Bengals are just talking too much.
Yeah. I think the same, bro. I think this is a situation where I'm not saying locker room dissension, but I think there's just too many things going on behind the scenes with the Bengals that's going to affect their on the field play. And you're running into a buzzsaw right now that ain't even really fully ratcheted up yet. And you getting them now. It may be better, but I don't think this game is close. I think the Chiefs steamroll these boys, to be honest with you. Running the football physically, they're gonna do what they want to do. Mahomes gonna do more of the same. You're gonna see them unleash a lot more of that offensive repertoire that they have that we only saw little pieces of against Baltimore. It's just more of the same here, bro. I
I
got the
think
Chiefs
Worthy
winning
gonna
this
be.
week.
I think Worthy gonna score.
Yeah, yeah, they're gonna really push. They're gonna stress the Bengals defense.
Mhm.
And I think the Bengals offense, I won't use the word dysfunctional, but for lack of a better word, I'll say dysfunctional because
Right,
of
I
what's
get
going on. Yeah, I say there's some dysfunction going on there. And then some uncertainty still with that offensive line, Joe Burrow situation. Then he had hurt his hand or something.
you. He had surgery on his wrist last year.
Yeah, yeah, on his wrist. So we're still watching and seeing how that plays out long term. You take the next game too, bro.
So we both went to Steelers over the Broncos. I just don't believe in Bo Nix.
Yeah.
I like the Steelers defense more than I like the Broncos offense.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. All right. I think the Steelers defense also will just rookie. You're gonna see rookie Bo Nix in this game. I think he'll move around in the pocket, be able to do some things scrambling, but it's just not gonna be enough. Uh, even though I don't necessarily trust Justin Fields either. I just think what he'll be able
same.
to do for Pittsburgh, and allow them to the running game. That's always been a staple for Pittsburgh. They're gonna run the football, play defense, and I
Yep.
think that's just gonna be enough for them to beat the Broncos. Moving on to LA, young team on the defensive side of the ball going up against a team that's still trying to find itself, doesn't know itself, and you got situations where the quarterback won't even throw the ball to the number one pick for this past draft, who's a wide receiver. I think that also could spark some things for them in the locker
We
room. You know,
we think so
yeah,
much alike. It's ridiculous.
yeah, it's gonna spark some things, and I think LA is one of those teams that we both have already locked in is a playoff team. They are a
Absolutely.
playoff team, and I know you said what Puka Nakua got hurt. I don't know to the
Yeah, he's
extent of
hurt.
how bad. Yeah,
He's
um,
out. I think he's on
but what?
IR for 4 weeks.
Okay, okay, but they still have was in Kyron Williams. They'll be able to try to establish a run. Cooper Cup's playing right, so he should be
Yep.
good. That's enough for them to move the ball. I think this is one of them games where LA has scored the ball because their defense have put them in so many
Mhm.
positions, put them in so many positions where they get easy scores. So you could see
Right.
starting out a lot of easy field goals to start with, and then they'll score maybe two, one, two, three touchdowns to pretty much lock the game away and make it
Mhm.
finito. Going
Yeah.
on to the go ahead. You got something you want to add?
Oh, I didn't do my pick. I picked the Rams as well for a
Okay.
lot of the same things you're saying. The only thing I was going to touch in is the way Arizona is heading.
Yeah.
This team could be getting ready to blow up
Yeah.
before they know who the hell they are.
Yeah.
So
That's
next
right.
up,
Next up, man, I'm gonna do this when you get the next one. We both picked the
mm,
Texans. It's obvious here, but I say the reason I'm picking the Texans isn't because the Bears are a bad football team. It's just you got a rookie quarterback who definitely looked like a rookie quarterback,
absolutely.
going up against an even better defense than he faced last week.
Mhm.
And he had to learn a hard lesson. The stuff that worked at SC in college is not going to work in the league. You're not that kind of, quarterbacks don't make those kind of plays and get away with it on a consistent basis. I think the Texans are just getting themselves together too. It's just game two. I think you see more of the same in establishing a run game here. I think the yards for the Texans running the ball may be a little tougher to come by than was last week, but it still won't be it still be just enough to get them to win over the Bears. I think they win this game at least by about 7. I look at it as a 7-point win, if not a 14-point win.
I have a bigger win than that. I think
Hmm.
Houston is going to showcase who they really are, and I think it's going to stress the offense for the Chicago Bears. I also picked them not because Chicago's a bad team. Roman
Hmm.
Dunes is hurt, and so is Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
They don't know that they'll play. So you're going to go from how lackluster he looked against the Tennessee Titans. Houston can get after the quarterback. Houston's defense is overall is better. So it's a lot of the same reasons. Yeah. Next up in the final one on Monday night, the Eagles versus the Falcons. I don't have to be long. I don't like what I saw out of the Falcons. I don't like what I saw out of the Eagles defense, but I think they will come ready to play. It's going to be a different animal than going against the Packers. And I think their offense is going to showcase what they can really be. I'm expecting a big win.
Yeah. Same here, man. I didn't like what I saw of the Cousins. They didn't use Bijan enough. I think the Eagles continue to feed Barkley here, start getting the ball in the hands of the playmakers offensively. I think Jalen will start to show some being comfortable in the new system with the new added pieces to the team. Oh, my bad. Oh, you took it down. Okay. The new pieces to the team. I think it's more of the same where we were surprised last week with them beating the Packers. This has been no surprise. I think this is a boat race here. I think the Eagles just dog walk Atlanta in this game. Yeah. Yeah. But as we continue here, we like to thank everyone. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Tap in with D's College Talk. It's out now. Make sure you touch with our gaming as we put out new streaming for gaming, Double D's Gaming Podcast. Anything else you want to add, bro? D's Corner. Make sure you check out D's Corner. DSCOR. I always say it that way. DSCORNER. D's Corner.
Yeah. Happy birthday to my Daybay girl. She turned 8. So yeah.
Davey, happy birthday, Davey. Happy birthday. Bro, I really appreciate you, man, and we just keep working and keep chopping, bro. And we like to thank everybody for watching. We appreciate it. Peace out. Peace out.